And just like that, fellas, we are back again for another episode of Who's Fighting. For some weird reason, our sound bed for our background music is not playing. You guys hear it in your end? You can hear it?
Yeah.
I guess
I got it.
It's not playing, but hey, if you guys can hear it, then I love it. On another note, it is another episode of Who's Fighting, episode 60. Big 0. And we pulled this from the mud. Got it from the mud. Episode 19.
Keep going.
You know, from a 2-year high, a 2-year sabbatical. Now we're back and active, at least consistent every week, giving you premium fan marinated thoughts of combat sports, but with emphasis on boxing and mixed martial arts. LT Kam Gee, how have you guys been?
Holding it down.
Holding
Holding it down, man.
Hold it down.
POP.
Holding it down, man.
Holding it down.
Hey, man, it's hot. We in the middle of summer. It's hot, and we moving and doing things. So, hey, we just need to get to the next thing with these topics discussed. Got that
Hot out here too.
I out here barking.
Yeah, man. These walls are a whole lot thinner over here.
Fair enough.
Bro, I got an aggressive neighbor. Bro was like moving TVs out and everything last night.
Oh, wow.
Seen a MacBook fly over the counter. Like,
ooh.
Yeah, dog not having it, man. Dog let him know about himself.
Dogs will let you know.
Hey, I'm like, is dude I think dude is like a Spaniard. I think he's from Spain. Cause he's speaking Spanish, but it's a different hint to it. It's a different flavor.
It has the whenever they
I'm like, is he mad at the soccer game or what? Like, is he mad at the World Cup qualifier? Like,
yes. Salute to all our international audience, the Spaniards.
Hey,
salute to them. One day I want to try that paella that they make over there in Spain. I heard that it was fire, but that's not the topic for today. But pivoting to what we are. Oh, by the way, before we get into the boxing and everything, Kam Gee, everything good? I don't know if you.
Yeah, man. We just working. Working with some boxers, and it's exciting every day, man. Just meeting some of the young talent that Dallas has coming up the tour. So, like I was telling y'all in the green room, I expect Dallas to have some guys, at least at that Olympic qualifier level for that 2028 Olympic trial. So, just excited to see the young guys out here just putting in work.
A lot of talent out there. And do you see any diamond in the rough or diamonds in the rough right now that are kind of finding their way into your gym, or is close to your chest right now?
For right now, yeah, but there are some that I think here recently in Las Vegas. I don't want to mess their names up, but they just competed well here at the Las Vegas Nationals. Mm-hmm. So that's one of those precursors for guys that will probably be at Olympic trial once they become of age and all that. So, but yeah, I'm just seeing things, different gyms, just being excited about the talent that's coming through the area.
Nice. It's always good to see that there's a pipeline of
for sure.
You guys that nurture that talent. Salute to the coaches. Salute to the people that are doing strength and conditioning, just getting these grassroots talent ready for the big stage. Talking about the Olympics. One of the hardest things to do, I heard, was join the U.S. Olympic team in any discipline. Like, it's actually competing like you're in the Olympics to join the team. So salute to any of your prospects that have those ambitions. But diving directly into the recapping of what happened this past few days, because I was going to say this week, but this was in Japan, and this was on a Thursday. We had a good annihilation. The man who is claiming to be the boogeyman of the welterweight, Brian Norman Jr., put out a statement, and that statement was heard everywhere, even here in the United States. But without further ado, I want to share my screen to witness this violent statement that was seen and heard from Japan to the rest of the world. So that was with bad intent.
Yeah, body jab, came back with that right hand low, was not ready to catch it.
And salute to his catalog of knockouts like Brian Norman Jr. Fellas, I open the stage. What was your, first of all, what's your feedback on this? Like what's your input on that type of knockout, and where do you place Brian Norman Jr. right now?
That was my introduction, my formal introduction to Brian Norman Jr. Big fight, big stage, and highly impressed. Throwing punches with bad intentions, and yeah, I'm a believer. You know, it's like delivering a walk-off home run, and then he finished it in the post-fight interview with an all-time quote. He said, Norm the Storm is coming. Mm-hmm. And you know what they do? They pick up their boots and run.
And it was after an announcement.
Cold-blooded.
Wow. So
wordplay.
Sound like he wants the smoke. And the fact that Boots is moving divisions, it's like, man, you want to see that fight, but you want to see welterweight division. You want to see in that division action, you know, strong punchers. It's kind of the 147 division and 154 to me is like that very good happy medium between being a small guy and a big guy. You got power, you got an action, you have, you know, athletic ability. And then you saw Brian Norman putting that together with the left hook from, I don't know where that came from, and put my man smooth out. So, yeah, anytime you see a one punch knockout, you got to take notice.
Yeah, he's a serious.
Mm-hmm. Got to take notice. One punch in the fight, yeah. You just got to look, hey, what's next in store for him, and just keep that momentum.
Yeah. I mean,
these guys have, you know, they start fighting like once a year and stuff, and it just becomes, you know, a waiting game instead of learning if, you know, who's really the best. So that's kind of what I'm kind of waiting to see more of him.
Yeah, his record speaks for itself. 28 fights, 28 victories, knockout percentage almost touching 80%. That's a deadly man. He's a finisher. And like I think we talked about it last episode. There's something about people that finish people from a body shot. We talked about Wadley, like people that know, not going to, you know, level changing your jab. Like, you know, we're used to the double jab to the top, you know, but if you level change, that's a sophisticated knockout artist. Just respect that Deontay Wilder, where we know where he wants to let that right hand off, or to a younger Jake Paul who was looking for that right hand, and you could see a fighter loading up and looking for a right hand. But there's a sophistication when you see a guy go low to the body and level change and come back up and knock. That's a talent level for itself. And salute to, like I said, Jin Sasaki, respectable welterweight fighter.
Hold on, this dude is only 24.
Yeah, he was born in 2000. Yeah, yeah, he's a
man.
Hey, he look like a throwback, man. That is a throwback boxer.
And Boots is
really Really, like, you watch those old fights, those guys do with bad intentions.
Bad intentions.
A lot of the times, like, there's opportunity to throw them hands, they're gonna throw them, and you want to see that in the sport, man. That's the beauty of it. Man, calculated violence.
And like talking about him being a young fighter, it's that patience. And it was like, we talked about the setup with the low jab, and then it was kind of like a counter because Sasaki reacted with
his own body jab.
And then he kind of like
parried it,
and then wham with the same left. I'm like, it looks easy for the untrained eye, but if you've been in a sparring session, that's a chess move, and the calculation and the patience to know that, okay, he's exposed himself. I kind of opened him up with a level change in my jab. He went down a little bit. Now time to hit him with the Jodeci hook, seeing him to sleep. Left hook, sleep. Hey. So that was an impressive knockout. I think more impressive than Fabio Wardley's knockout. Same kind of technique. Interesting counter knockout. Kam Gee, question for you: when you train your fighters, is patience, because you had a fighter that you used to train that you said was a pure athlete. How do you train patience and anticipation for moments like that? Or is it just a natural thing some fighters have to learn?
Yeah, getting the repetitions and sparring. Trying to get guys to get more relaxed in the pocket so that you can see those things and kind of like build confidence. So we saw in that knockout, he threw a body jab, and Sasaki returned with his own body jab, which you see in competitive fighters, right? Oh, he gonna get me to the body, no, I'm gonna get you to the body. And he like, well, you gonna get me back, I'm gonna throw this hook because you didn't get your right hand up. But what he didn't do, he didn't retreat from the return stab jab. So that either tells me he either understood that there was a power deficiency that I shouldn't back up, so I can return. So it was like take one to give one back. So or he just reacted plain instinct. Threw a body jab, one came back. He saw opportunity because it was there. Right in his wheelhouse, and he was able to wind it and throw it too. So it makes you feel like he's like, ooh, boom, when you see it, right? And so a lot of times, so you see somebody throw a body jab, you're calculating like how. First of all, it's not fun to get hit right there in that part of your body. You see that jab happen, and then you kind of download what was going on in that moment. I saw the body jab in the earlier round. I saw if I can just hold my ground a little bit, I can return. And that's what he did. So it's a lot of thought process going on there. But yeah, man, anytime you see that, man, you gotta take note.
I figured it out. I've been trying to figure out what that reminded me of. And initially I was like, man, that was a volleyball serve. No, he hit that boy with a ping pong paddle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Because it's almost like he was like, like
that boy was playing ping pong and drinking Dr. Pepper, waiting for his fight.
Wow, like that's why he said it was an old school type of punch, man. Because that wasn't a regular hook. That was like, ooh, I got him. Ha.
And if I'm a coach, I'll kind of be pissed off at Sasaki. Meaning, like you said it very well. That was a trap on Norman's end where he punches, he jabs you to the body, just directly to like the sternum or the stomach. Not even a body blow, but just I don't know if it was it's kind of like I don't know if it was a tap, but it could have been a heavy body punch.
I think it was pretty heavy. It was pretty heavy jab. Yeah.
Sasaki kind of trying to do a low guard, but himself he went down to do the same thing. And as he did the same thing, he did well to bring back his left, but he left his right hand down, and boom, he got caught by his left. Like
you'll see a lot of boxers. You'll see a lot of boxers do that. They
keep that phone down.
When you go to the body jab. So when we talk body punching, it's a risk.
Yeah.
Sometimes to leverage your weight to get a shot off, that right hand will move. You'll see a lot of guys. You'll see Floyd, like they kind of launch themselves down, and that hand tends to fall back. You used to see guys like Mikey Garcia would never move that right hand. Right? Very technical, very sound, but then you'll see guys like a Floyd who also is, but he would do that stab jab, and a lot of times that was an opening if you could take it, but it's a risk. So one of those calculated risks that you really gotta like be mindful. What is the risk here? The risk is getting your head knocked off.
Would they be? Is there a world where you do that? You counter that stab jab with your own stab jab, and even if you don't put even if you're kind of like for leverage and also for better movement and natural movement, you don't want your right hand you don't want to be timid with your right hand up. Is there a way? Because he stayed in one motion. Is there a way to take power off that left hook by either moving farther to your left side and kind of like to take that intensity off, or because Floyd was really good at moving after that. He just does not stay stationary. Like we exchange, and he kind of does it in a movement, like it's a movement to a side where it's going to take away power for your punch. Yes, you'll still get him, but you either graze him or not catch him flush.
Well, it looked like Norman was like kind of moving.
Let me share my screen.
Sasaki's right, if I can recall, which made that angle for that hook to be so square like that.
So let me share.
He kind of walked himself into it a little bit. Now,
yeah, he was kind of pulling back. I don't know if they caught him pulling. You're right.
You saw the difference. Norman's hand, it drops with the body jab. Like I said, it helps you get leverage to get that shot off, but it didn't deviate as far as Sasaki's.
Would the Floyd Mayweather a pull counter work? You know what I'm talking about? That for that type of that stab jab rather than
not from the body.
More higher.
It's a lot of commitment to get your weight down on that front foot.
You could probably fall down too, because his legs are just so separated, and it's weird to.
Only way I can see it in that scenario is if Sasaki stays low. He throws the body jab low, and he does not raise the head back up. He stays low as he's throwing like almost like it's like a secondary movement after a jab. Like, I'm not gonna come right back up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like, yeah, you can say it, but till you're in there, it could be something that you talk about though when you're facing a dangerous power punch. Hey, it's a risk. This is what we can do to mitigate that risk. Like, hey, we go to the body. Maybe we don't pop right up after because he's a threat in the pocket. If we're gonna go in low, let's stay low until we safe.
Yeah.
Go in, we can go low and smother after that, or we go in and try to exit safely, understanding where the threats may be. Staying low is probably gonna be the left hook. It'll be maybe trying to get it to the body or the right hand over the top. It just things you gotta talk about so you can get these guys to think, in the moment. So.
Bro, I really like this type of breakdowns because now I'm learning it from, because I'm an armchair fan. So I'm just thinking, man, I could have done this. I could have moved. But really, it's guys like you in the gym that could really paint that picture and say, well, Strap, there's nothing you could have done. Like he was he took a risk. And sometimes it pays off. Sometimes you get caught, so respect to that. Thank you, LT and Kam Gee for breaking that down. We need to do more of these deep breakdowns on these knockouts and like how can you have prevented that? I know I'll sound stupid.
I'm trying to save them.
You want
to see a knockout, Strap?
I do watch a lot of boxing, so maybe I may be lucky because I learned from one boxing show that I saw, and this boxer said a boxer will never fully master the sport. Like they're always learning. So I'll take that. I'm not a boxer, but you know, when you watch it, you just get intrigued by traps, angles, and stuff like that. Moving on to the fight that happened that Saturday. We had Francisco Rodriguez versus Galal. What's that? Galal Yafa?
Yeah, is that the gold medalist from the UK?
Yep. And this was Matchroom DAZN. Francisco Rodriguez won that by unanimous decision. 1908, 1908. So I didn't get to watch this. Fellas, did you get to watch any of the Matchroom DAZN boxing?
No, the records tell you everything you need to know, though.
Right.
Francisco was not supposed to win. This was a step-up fight for Galal, and he stepped up and found out.
12 rounds.
12 rounds.
Now, I don't know about y'all. I've watching the so these guys fought at 111, right? 112 weight limit. It's a different sport at that point. That was the first time I really realized it was very, very different for me. So I had to fight on. I just wasn't able to like really lock in on it, but just from seeing what I witnessed, I can't remember watching. This was a flyweight. Is this what it was?
Flyweight, yeah. Yep, flyweight.
Yeah, it was a different feel.
Bro is 32 years old, and that was only his 10th professional fight.
Yeah, this was a setup for him. So he won in Japan, right?
They won. This is the next day. Matchroom, Britain.
So they trying to build him up. You know, get a guy in there, and he was not able to come through. So
on to the same. On the same card, we had Conor Walker versus Liam Taylor. This is for the British welterweight title. Conor Walker won by stopping Liam Taylor in the 7th round, and he retained the British welterweight title. Sometimes these British titles are like a pipeline to the IBF. Am I right? This is always the Commonwealth title. One of them titles lead you to the IBF or the next person on the IBF. So I think it's the British one or one of the two. But I know it's a pretty. It's one of those fast track type of titles if you win. So maybe we'll see Conor Walker here fighting for the IBF welter. Who's that? Sorry if you know what IBF welterweight is.
Yeah, did y'all know Liam was short for William?
Oh, I didn't know that.
I heard that this week.
Yeah.
How common is this knowledge that I just found out?
It's not common, but yeah.
Tyrone Ennis Boots is the IBF welterweight champ.
Nah, you dropping that one.
Yeah.
154. So.
Right.
So that fight may have bigger connotations than you'd imagine.
Yeah. Get familiar with Conor Walker.
Yep. So we have Peter McGrill versus, I want to say this right. I don't know if it's Onnut or it's Lunat Baluta. Sounds like someone from where I'm from, but with respect, if I butchered your name, this is for the super bantam weight. This is super bantam weight, no title. Peter McGrill won this fight by majority decision. And it was a 10-rounder. It happened in Birmingham, England. Same thing as the DAZN match. And we'll speed through this because we have some topics of conversation here. So we'll speed through the recap. We have Pat Brown versus Ivan Duka. This is a cruiserweight bout. Pat Brown won by stoppage in the 3rd round. And this was a 6-round bout. I'm assuming these were newbies, as you can see from the record. That was Pat's 2nd win. And my guy, Ivan Dunka. Yeah.
Man, 5-6 with 3 KOs.
Yeah. As it's portrayed in banner over there. So quickly, we'll hop off the boxing train, talk about a little bit of mixed martial arts really quick, and then get back into what's about to happen here soon. Okay, on this it's not a running banner. On this banner here, we recently had UFC Baku. This happened super early. I think the main fight happened around 12 noon on a Saturday. We had talked about this Khalil Rountree versus Jamahal Hill. This ended by a unanimous decision and the victor was Khalil Rountree. These guys are all in the lightweight division, I believe, and I think they're number one. This is number one and number two contender to the champion. So whoever was winning this was possibly going to get a chance to fight the champ, and I think Pereira is still the champ if I remember. But yeah, that is our MMA.
Wait, did you Strap? You didn't check out the PFL in Wichita?
So I didn't have a chance to go there. Yeah. I had other commitments that locked me down. But yeah, we did have the PFL here. It was a semi-final for their Grand Prix or thing they do.
Oh wow!
2 points, and I missed it. I was playing father.
Oh,
yeah, that'll do it, bro.
I couldn't take my kids to that violent, which I would love to take them to a live event. It's just I know there's a lot of noise and drinking and such. That environment is good when you have a babysitter. But yeah, I missed that event. But anyways, do you want to talk about it? That you brought up PFL?
I didn't know if you knew anything about it, man. I just know they in town right now.
In Austin?
Well, no. I mean, I knew that they came to town. Somebody else is in Wichita right now, but
let's see. So they were in Wichita, so they go to Chicago next.
Makes sense. So they're doing the
Atlantic City finals in Charlotte, and then the big finals in Hollywood, Florida, at the Hard Rock Live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I missed that. I wanted to go, but I was like, nah. I forfeit. And the tickets were like running for, interesting amounts. The ones that were remaining. I'm like, I could have got them early.
Touche.
I'm seeing that about the Diego Pacheco fight and Bam Rodriguez. Diego Pacheco's fighting Trevor McCumbee and Bam Rodriguez.
Oh, wow.
Fighting, and those tickets are. I was like, oh.
You can watch it on TV.
I wasn't ready for what I saw.
Yeah. Well, let's get into what's about to happen either this weekend or, pretty much this weekend. Let's talk about MVP, most valuable promotion.
Yeah,
we have CEO and founder of Most Valuable Promotion going to showdown with a former WBO middleweight champion. Let's put respect on that man's name. Comes from legacy of boxing. Julio Chavez Jr. Fellas, first of all, can you believe this is happening? Disney's very own Jake Paul is going to fight boxing royalty Julio Chavez Jr. What type of sequence of the continuum are we living in this world?
That a Doctor Strange? Like, a Doctor Strange question.
Who's writing this script of life right now? What is happening?
He literally fought Tyson in a sanctioned pro bout. Like it really happened. It's on Mike Tyson's record that he took an L to Jake Paul.
Oh my God.
In a real boxing match. So we're just seeing. I gotta just roll with it at this point.
Julio Chavez Jr. is actually a real boxer. Let's put some respect on his name. Yes, he got beat by Spider. Yes, I understand that. He got beat by Silver, but he does have a resume. He fought Canelo. He was once a WBO champion, legit champ. Do I think this is a circus or a cash grab? Yes. Absolutely.
You know who else? You know who else was a world champion?
Who?
Stavern.
Yeah.
That, I mean, that's like the same category. I thought them two in the same category. Like,
but one of them grew up in the gym. Stavern was a football player that turned back boxer. One guy grew up in the gym,
and I still put them on the same level.
Bro, what is happening? Okay, first of all, the other fights happening underneath that card. I don't know if he has any of his female fighters fighting. I see. Is that a?
So this is one where Holly Holm fights.
Holly Holmes, yes.
Yolanda Vega. And then we got Naomi Vale versus Ashley Felix.
Okay, and then is Julian Rodriguez and Avius Griffin? Avius Griffin are those women or men? I don't know. Julian could be, but Juliana, yeah, those are men. Yeah, I don't know any of these fighters besides Holly Holmes underneath there, but
no, Zurdo. So Zurdo is a legit. He's a cruiserweight champion.
Oh, he is. Oh yeah. Gilbert Ramirez. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Gilbert. He's a WBC. Let me see.
No. Because
he's WBO. Sorry.
Yeah. Our 40-year-old is the WBC champion.
It's yeah.
Mr. Triller.
By the Jack, yeah. But
yeah.
But yeah, Zudo. I didn't know his nickname was Zudo. I just learned. I've not watched too much. I'll be honest. I've not watched Gilberto Ramirez fight. I've not watched it fight.
The real question is this going to be on Netflix?
You know, that's a good question.
They got it right now on BoxRec saying DAZN pay-per-view. Wait, well, hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. Wait a minute. I'm on the wrong bout. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's a BoxRec error. It's sending me to. Oh wait, Floyd Schofield's fighting Tevin Farmer on this card.
Woo woo.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
That was a late edition.
That's what threw me out.
Floyd Crawford versus Tevin Farmer. Yeah, they're there.
Okay, so all right, we got Holly Holm on this card.
They're fighting in California.
We got Gilberto Ramirez on this card. That's the one I want to see. I want to see that cruiserweight bout. Julio Cesar Chavez. Yeah.
Chavez, yeah.
Zone got it popping this weekend.
Yeah. So yeah, that's fellas, do we want to do some prediction here, or like should we've not done that in a while. Our table still looks like, let me see what our table looks like. Our table looks like it looks like Cam and myself are tied, and LT got 35 points. Cam and I have 50 based on predictions. Do we want to do predictions this week, or we wait for a main?
I mean, I think the Schofield's a good one.
Okay.
Tevin Farmer,
how about the Wilder Terrell?
See, you gotta think about it, right?
Man, say. All right, who we talking about first? The Tevin Farmer, Floyd Schofield. I just feel like
start with Jake Paul. Jake Paul, Julio Chavez Jr. I'm gonna write this down here.
Jake Paul by like a decision, like a majority split type decision. Julio Cesar Chavez he lost to Anderson Silva.
No.
So it's like that's not his sport, and We don't know what the motivations are. He's 39 years old.
Yeah.
Last fight was a 6 round. He went 6 rounds with Uriah Hall. And yeah, it's not the best look. Uriah Hall, fought Le'Veon Bell for his pro debut. So he went 6 rounds with a guy. Fought a football player for his pro debut. So it's very hard to visualize pathways for him winning this fight.
Okay, fair enough.
And we do know that Jake Paul has a good right hand. So expect him to land some clean right hands
right
here and there. Yeah.
I respect that right hand, yeah. And he learned how to set it up now. It's not like back in the day where you could clearly see that he's looking for that right hand.
Yeah. And if I'm to assume that this is a real fight, I take Jake Paul by knockout, 6th round.
He's got that ability.
Jake Paul, knockout, 6th round. Clean.
Has that ability.
And 6th round is really too long.
I mean, this has to be a retirement fight for Chavez Jr., right?
6th round? Why 6? Why 6?
Why 6?
Because it really 4.
Like, get him out of there.
He's getting him out of there. Like,
what round did Canelo knock him out?
He didn't. Canelo just played with.
Yeah, played with him.
He just played with him. Canelo didn't sit on the stool the whole fight.
So I'm gonna be the contrarian here. I'm gonna say Julio Chavez is going to do what Sheikh Turkey hates. Al Hashik hates. He called Turkey Al Hashik called this style of boxing. He called it a Tom and Jerry fighting. You guys are all right. Julio Chavez is here for a paycheck. He's not trying to get hit, and he knows how to box. So he's going to be on his bike, on his back foot, and I don't think Jake Paul is experienced enough to know how to close the ring or cut the ring off and get somebody in trouble. You even Canelo couldn't do that. I mean, Canelo knows how to do it, but I don't wonder why he didn't do it with school. But a fighter that knows how to run and survive, and I really think Julio Chavez's team is going to try to outpoint Jake Paul. He's not trying to get into any mix-up with that boy because he'll get knocked out if he does. So Julio Chavez, I can see either Jake Paul or Julio Chavez. This is going all the way. I don't know if a 39-year-old boxing IQ guy, I'm giving him just the benefit of that because he comes from the family that he comes from, to get knocked out. It's just, you can find ways to die another day. I don't know. But I'll give Julio Chavez a split decision, not unanimous.
He's been TKO'd by one Jason Minda. He lost a technical decision in the 6th round to Mario Abel Cazares. Retired. Well, actually, he beat the Minda guy. I'll take that back. He beat the Minda guy. Retired by Daniel Jacobs.
Yeah.
Now he last fought Uriah Hall in 2024 in a 6th rounder. So there's that.
He lost that one. He won. Did he win?
He beat that. He beat that.
Uriah Hall's debut opponent was Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
I just think, like, if you've been fighting your whole life, and even if you're a crap fighter, you know how to survive. And he with Jake Paul, I'll be really okay. Now why I want to watch it is, I want to see how Jake Paul cuts the ring off. That's something I've not seen him do, because every time he's fighting anyone, from the guy, what's his name, the Fury's brother, Tommy Fury, they were mixing it up, and Jake Paul was kind of counterpunching and trying to get him with the overhand, right? But this time, where you're the aggressor, I want to see how you set a trap and cut that ring off and be the bully from a guy who's going to be on his bike. I believe Julio Chavez, unless Mexican blood just runs in his veins and he's like, nah, he's dying on what he's dying on, and he's going to give us the Mexican style fighting. I'll be impressed either way. I don't think it's a smart thing
Man.
to mix up with a Jake Paul. He's strong. He's bigger than Julio Chavez. They say Jake Paul is like 6'2", 6'1", and he walks around at 220. That's a big boy. Cutting down.
He weighed in for the Tyson fight at 227 and a quarter.
You don't want to mix up with that guy. And he's learned how to box. But I want to now see how he is with those small technicalities of setup and cutting the ring off. If he does that, I swear I'll shut up. I'll be like, okay, he's I already said he's a real boxer. It's not no celebrity boxing. Let's accept that he's a real boxer, but that's small little things that I want to see.
Yeah, I mean, this is his 13th fight, so yeah, things like cutting the ring off, and you expect to see some type of improvement, but I guess we'll see. We shall see. We saw Deontay Wilder go through a whole career relying on his right hand, so
he had that.
We'll see. Looking at these box recs though, between these two people, it is just quite an experience.
Now listen, I am going down memory lane here. Shout out to Peter Manfredo Jr.
Oh man!
Shout out to Marco Antonio Rubio. So, once upon a time, Junior was beating people once upon a time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
WBC champ.
54 wins.
WBC. He was a WBC champ when he fought Canelo, wasn't he? Or when he fought Sergio Mendes. So, was he a WBC or WBO? WBC middleweight, right? He was a champ for like a while.
We can verify that.
But there's a meme going out there that Floyd is about to turn 50 years old. So Floyd Mayweather may be happening here soon, bro. Jake Paul and Floyd Mayweather. He waits for them to turn 50, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna fight." Because, bro, I can never see in any world where Jake Paul is going to fight Canelo, even at 40 and win. And the whole thing of, Canelo, we signed the contract and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Because that's who Jake Paul was supposed to fight at this time, not Chavez, right? He wanted Canelo. And apparently they had agreed to it until Crawford and Turkey came and said that was bullshit and Canelo was fighting over here. But hey, he went and got the next Mexican because he's clearly looking for a type to get on his resume. He's resume building right now. He's doing his Indeed right now, building his resume, showing his body. We let Jake Paul catch a body with Tyson. He has Tyson on his body. He's out here agreeing.
Oh my God.
He's out here the Ripper. You got Tyson, bro. That's crazy. Bro. The more I think about it, the more it kills me with laughter, bro. Like,
so did we say this was on the Zone?
Yes,
the Zone. The Zone. Yeah.
But anyways, prior to that, do you want to go ahead and now do the Tevin Farmer or do we want to do those predictions, or is that too tight of a fight to even?
That's the whole point. Is if you do a tight one,
I mean that is, man. I don't know. I think who's going to. I should go ahead and go. I'm already talking. Tevin Farmer, and I think Floyd Schofield has a lot of pressure on him coming off of the fight that didn't happen. He wants to show everybody to the world and show the whole world what he's capable of. And then he's running into Tevin Farmer, who is at the tail end of his career. 2 tough fights with Zepeda. Stylistically, we'll be going against a different type of fighter. He is a slick guy, well coached. I think he's one of those guys that the veteran boxer kind of schools the young Floyd Schofield and takes a unanimous decision situation here this weekend. So
yep,
that's what I got.
Unanimous decision, Tevin Farmers.
Yeah, I guess we'll go in the same order. I agree. Unanimous decision. I think he even he scores at least one knockdown on Schofield at least. So I think, this is going to turn into some career mismanagement here.
Yeah.
some severe career mismanagement. Well, I mean, hey, listen, he's fighting somebody.
Yeah, so, he's fighting somebody. I don't think it'd be any shame if this is the outcome. But yeah, you got to pick back up his rhythm. And I don't know, have y'all been seeing the workout videos he's posting constantly? I don't know. It's very much workout warrior. And, I'm like, Tevin Farmer is definitely a fighter.
Hungry too, like coming off of disappointment and performances. Like, you gonna hear some fresh food?
Yeah. Got the young boy here. He gonna take him to school. So.
Yeah. So let's look at their strengths and weaknesses, right? Tevin has been around for a long time. 2-division champ, right? 2-division champ. He's been multiple champ. I know he's been a multiple world champion. Tevin's superpower, I would say, is his defense. He's a defensive wizard. Amazing defense. Southpaw, slick. Everything is based on his defense, his rink IQ. He just is not powerful enough. He's just not. He will always outpoint you, right? Looking at Schofield, I've not seen too much of Schofield, to be honest. So I really struggle, but from my research here that I've just been researching, everyone is just using youth on Schofield's side. So I there's nothing that they say that he stands out on in, like, with a aggression, power. I mean, they say athletic and youth, pretty much.
Yeah,
so that's hard, bro. You guys I may be in the same camp. I think Tevin Farmer may win this with a unanimous decision, because from what I'm seeing here, there's nothing they're saying Schofield stands out on, like really. But they say, Tevin, we know Tevin and his defense. So,
because Strap, you posed. Well, I don't mean to cut you off, but you posed a question earlier about patience, and when you're savvy like a Tevin Farmer, you know that a young, hungry fighter is gonna want to come in and assert himself, and so you just allow that kid to make himself available. And that's why I think he's going to score at least a flash knockdown, because he's going to catch him coming in.
Mm-hmm. As in Schofield been knocked down before? I think he's been knocked. He's been knocked out.
I'm actually looking the box record to see which fight that was.
Yeah. It's just that
it was overseas.
Also, it could be one of those fights where if Tevin is really on his way out, because he's been kind of like cryptic on his Instagram and just going about the struggles he's been having and stuff like that all through his career, and people not knowing what he was going through. Is that the mentality I want when you're going to fight a young lion? But again, we said he's a defensive wizard. Like with defense, that's a superpower. Like, you're not going to get hit. He never gets beat up. Tevin never gets really. He's such a good fighter, man. I don't know. I still say Tevin wins by unanimous, just like you guys said. It's hard to give it to Schofield. I'm not seeing too much of Schofield's body of work.
Yeah, we gotta appreciate the guys that are, keeping it real, being transparent with what's going on in their career. Boxers live a very unique lifestyle to perform out here. You saw who was the guy that fought Shakur Padley? He was an electrician.
Mm-hmm.
Got the call to fight and change his life right there, and he was undefeated, 15-0, something like that, 12-0, making his way through the ranks in his division. Multiple fights, still has to work a respectable job, to provide for himself. So, I mean, 33-8. There was periods of inactivity. Guys got to eat, and when you have those close fights, guys like Tevin Farmer are looking at it like, man, if I win one of these close fights, that changes my life. So that's just one of those things that he's kind of thinking about, and he's just being transparent with it. So we'll see. Hey, I saw that ball. I was like,
like there are a few people that I kind of align the Philly show with, and Tevin is one of them. Even before Floyd did it, but Tevin, that's his thing, like the Philly show, you know, and that's how he fights. You know, like I mean, I wouldn't put him on the levels of Parnell, but the guy is a good defensive fighter. Him, Shakur, that type of ilk of fighter. Like Shakur is a little bit a different style of defensive fighter. I would say Shakur is, damn, they'll kill me for this steak. I was gonna say Shakur is like a Roy Jones. Like he kind of puts himself in the line of fire, while Tevin is always away from the fire, right? Like a Floyd. So I think he's gonna be all right with a young fighter who may not have the ring IQ to kind of trap him and put him in trouble. While I think Shakur could be, even though Shakur is an elite defensive fighter, Shakur puts himself in the line of fire, and his counterpunching is not as elite as people that did that, like a Roy Jones. And that's why I thought when we had the predictions earlier, we said, I think one of you guys said Kid Austin will give Shakur a hard time when they were supposed to fight.
And see, that's all circumstantial too, right? Like we know coming off a hand injury, 2-hand injury, and hell, Padley gave Shakur a hard time.
Yeah, but you understand what I mean? Like we thought Kid Austin is so just crazy with it that Shakur, we've not seen Shakur fight crazy. You know, he's been in boring fights, right? Where
I wasn't gonna bring it up, but hell, at this point in his career, it looked like that was probably his best option. Would have been to take that fight if he but
it was not
so he fell ill and things.
Man, that whole thing was crazy, right? Because it's like, did we ever get clarification on what it was? We just like, hey, he was sick. That's over. Bye. Like,
you remember two fighters got sick that fight. It was Daniel DeBoer kind of bailed out, and that's why Joe Parker picked up. Joe Parker was the guy who was supposed to fight DeBoer, and Bacoli picked up those gloves. And I think Kid Austin, it was like, I don't know, it was food poisoning in Riyadh. Something happened over there. I don't know, or maybe I'm confusing two different cards.
That might have been the same card, yeah.
I remember
that was the same card. It was the same card.
It was a lot going on. Yeah,
there was a lot going on where people are getting food poisoning, and Kid Austin was on IV and stuff like that. But I still think, I mean, we should break down some of these fighters' superpowers. But I really do think Shakur. I want to see Shakur fight a crazy fighter, like a guy who will get you out of your element. The plumber guy, I mean, the electrician almost did. Like you said, he gave Shakur, different looks. Like you were right. Like the guy who fought, what's his name? The guy from the UK who stepped up.
Padley? Josh Padley.
Yeah, Padley kind of surprised that he kind of opened up Shakur, and Shakur was out of his just, I'm gonna box with this guy, and he kind of got off, because Padley kind of didn't let him bring that whole boxing thing, and I'm gonna stand in your line of fire, because Padley could have hurt Shakur. So Shakur was fighting better, I think.
Very intelligent for Shakur to go to the body of a guy that did not have a full count. That's the one area where you really got to build up through the rigors of a count. Yeah. So you got to give Shakur credit for taking advantage of somebody that may not have had that type of preparation. And we talked about the Floyd Schofield fight. Well, I found a fight where he got knocked down in. Floyd Schofield was knocked down in the Renee Giron fight by a short left hook.
11th round.
Yeah, I'm over here. I kind of got it playing in the background, but
you want to share it?
So I got to get it. I got to pull it up on my other. I got it on my. But
hey, listen.
Very successful. End of the day,
though. And even the cruiserweight fight, Dorticas is a former world champion. He held the WBA at one point, and he also held the IBF at one point. So the cruiserweight bout is a co-main for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is this for the WBO? Is it a title belt?
Zerto. It's for Zerto's belt.
Okay.
WBC, right? That's WBC.
WBC is Badu.
I think Badu has
Oh
the,
yeah.
WBO.
Sure.
And I believe IBF, maybe the guy from from Samoa or where.
That would be
tap.
Yeah.
Opatai.
There we go. Hey, we got. Hey, man, that cruiserweight division, man, is doing something.
Yeah.
It's got some interesting fights coming on.
Do you guys want to push the predictions down to that Gilberto Ramirez, or is that?
Nah. We. I think we good on those two.
Yep, I think I agree.
Let's keep it pushing.
Let's move from.
We got some more stuff here.
Oh, my bad. There you go. Woo! One of my most exciting fighters in this era, although he's not a champion, but man, I like Christian and Bailey. Every time I see this guy fighting, his fights are like fights of the night. Last fight was fire. He fought in the UK. Remember that? LT and I were talking about that fight.
So
he was fire.
And so like Canelo's last fight, right? We much rather would see this.
Right.
We much rather see it in Bealey.
Explosive fighter. Interesting.
You know?
Puts it all on the line.
Because if you just want to say, oh, I want to give somebody a chance, somebody like this is an exciting stuff. But we all know what that was about. So, but it's a good matchup here. But Siege Sasaki finds himself on the show quite often.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was a sparring. Our guy, friend of the show, S3, was in his camp for the Pacheco fight. So, Sasaki came back and got a 10th round KO over Ali Akhmedov in Kazakhstan. Astana. So he's currently the silver WBC silver middleweight, super middleweight, excuse me. And fighting Christian and Bailey for the interim WBC super middleweight title. So
yeah, it's going to be fireworks. Just looking at both these gentlemen's resume, they are not to be played with.
This will be a ESPN Plus.
Yes. It's going to be an ESPN.
So we got DAZN and ESPN Plus going on. It's
going to be in Quebec, Canada.
Friday, Saturday, right? Friday, Saturday.
This is Friday, yes.
Friday, okay.
So, I mean, I like Mbili. I don't know if I don't think he's on that level of a Canelo yet. I don't think
but
of a boot, no, even boots. I don't know.
But look, man, you know, look at the people Canelo been fighting.
Come on, man.
It doesn't seem like much requirements,
right?
I can't even remember what's that. He who shall not be named. the runner.
The track star.
No, that's cross country.
Yeah, like he's Cuban.
Exactly, the marathoner.
Yeah.
One and done. You one and done. You flash in the pan.
Damn, Canelo's cleaning plate at the super middleweight. He has everything at 68.
Yeah.
Caleb is the interim for WBA. Caleb Plant. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You know what? Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not Mbili? You know, why not him fight Canelo? Yeah, why not? Because he's right. He's proven to be very, very entertaining. He leaves it all on the canvas. Why not? Maybe it's just the name, but again, the last guy didn't have a name.
Yep. And he will never. He is he who shall not be named.
Right.
He doesn't have a name. It was a disgrace, man. I lost an hour and a half on that fight. And his team was telling him he's doing good. That's when I knew he was. I was living in a different alternate universe.
Man, they were all thinking about that check. About the clear.
They were like, no, you're good. Nah, keep it up. Hey, check. No hospital bill. We gonna be in the clear.
I'm not doing good, bro.
We're gonna go back home and live like kings for like the next decade.
Eating plantains,
meat pies, everything, man. So
thinking about his house that he's building out there, adding the shed and everything.
yeah.
But Christian and Billy does deserve to get that big look because he's proven himself in 2 fights that I've seen. Him with the Ukrainian, I forgot his name,
Jervichenko.
Yeah, that was a
Okay.
war. Yeah, they went to war, and then he fought with the guy from the UK. I believe. Yeah, no, guy. They were kind of Canadian, not UK. Canadian guy. Hafron.
Look, man,
He was from the UK. He was from the UK. They fought in Canada. Yes.
the Canadians are chomping at the bit to get a champion out there, man.
Yeah, Christian and Billy, man. I hope that this fight meets what the expectation is. Suliki, legit fighter. We've talked about him before, so can't wait to see that fight. Do you recognize any of the names on this card in Canada?
No.
I don't either, but hey,
no.
hopefully I'll be watching that because I will be out of town. So I'm always moving with my my program that helps me watch all my boxing. I won't say what it is. I'll be traveling with it, and I'll get all my channels, and we'll watch everything. So moving on to Friday again. We're just ping-ponging around. Friday, this will be actually pay-per-viewed by I've never heard of this pay-per-view. Black Premium.
BLK Prime.
Oh, BLK Prime. Sorry.
We got a BLK Prime production.
I said Black Premium.
We need like an audio tag.
And this is gonna be here in the crib, Wichita, Kansas.
Charles Cocarina.
Charles Cocarina. We have the return of the Bronze Bomber. Huh.
Said he coming back to unify the division, he said.
Bob Squad.
Like, come on, man.
Ariel hand drawn.
Is he still with Malik Scott, y'all? Is he?
No, I'm not seeing Malik
I
Scott.
think he said Malik Squad tainted his training.
He started losing after Malik Scott, right?
Oh, man.
You never left Mark Braylon. You never got it.
Something in my bottle right here.
Right. it's like he you do things like that to boxing royalty in St. Louis, and the things that's happened afterward, it kind of speaks for itself.
One of the greatest Olympian boxers of all time.
Yeah, very disrespectful. So you treat those guys with respect. Hey, handle your dirty in private. Don't hear them out like that publicly. So,
but just bringing it back to Deontay Wilder. What do you think would this be his third win? I would say his third win because when he got beat by Fury, he came back, he won like one, and then he got piñated by Joe Parker. He got piñated by Zhang. So this is the third time coming out again, right? His third win, his third chance to bring back that aura that he had, right?
So he's already there in Wichita Strap. I sent you a picture. Shout out to Big Trev. Shout out.
In the city already.
Yeah.
And you like
Zab Judah gonna be there?
Who?
Zab Judah? I guess he's invested in BLK Prime or something like that.
Oh,
I see him. Yeah, the Bronze Bomber is in the dub. And it looks like he's in the boxing gym too.
Listen, look at the names. Nico Hernandez comeback fight.
Mm-hmm.
There's also Jeff Page Jr.
Oh yeah, Jeff Page. Is that the guy we were looking at last time?
So Jeff Page fought my cousin, Jose Spearman, and then immediately fought one of the biggest names in boxing following that. Who you looking up right now, Cam?
I'm sorry, y'all. I have completely went on a tangent. I can't wait. I can't wait till this, because this is news to me that I just discovered. So
yeah, so Jeff Page fought some guy named Artur Beterbiev.
Right. Yo,
wow. That's right. A monster. But yeah, with Wilder, like we talked about, a third wind, a third chance to regain the aura that he has. Right now, he just looks like a mere mortal. Like he looks like any one of us here right now. And to grab that, I mean, Wichita is a good place to start. Move away from the cameras. Don't do it in a Vegas. Slowly cook. Do it like who could I use an example in the heavyweight that came back after some downtime? Maybe Daniel Dubois. Like just build it slowly by slowly. Don't do that whole bomb squad. Just come in quietly. Get your stuff done.
You're making too much noise.
Oh praise to God, and then head out. Just leave.
Shout out to
anybody out. Just get your fights, and then very soon we'll have that Anthony Joshua fight, and maybe that could be retirement.
You got Global Combat Collective bringing this to the city. Bro, I seen there's gonna be an after party with Willis McGahee is hosting.
What?
So the people bringing the event are curating an atmosphere in the city. But shout out, I want to see what Nico does back in the boxing ring.
Yeah, Nico, how long has he been away from the ring? That's good. I know last time he was doing bare knuckle, and that time prior to that, unfortunate events happened with him and kind of sidelined him from boxing with the out of the ring events that happened. I'd rather not talk about it, because I live close to that. Yeah, Wichita. But yeah, some street stuff. You think? I really strongly believe the only boxer that I've seen do it is Andre Ward. A hiatus is never a good thing. Being active, even if yes, it's wear and tear, but you're ring sharp. Maybe Chalo has done it, who surprised me, right? Andre Ward did it when he was battling his, but every fighter that I've seen that has taken time out, their spirit goes too. Like they're just not the same fighter. We saw that with Mickey Ward. We've seen it with fighters that just decide to make a comeback who are legends. I'm like, dog, is it worth it to come back? We saw that with Wills. Foreman did a good job.
He hooked, man.
Yeah, Foreman did a good job as an old guy coming back. Ali, the second time, was getting knocked out by young. It's just sometimes it will be the fighter who will be the last person to know when it's time to quit or when it's time to. And we always knock fighters for being active, but I really do believe being active, really, even when you're old. Are you in a gym? What are you doing? And I want to know what Nico Hernandez has been doing during this downtime. Has he been in the gym? Has he been, chilling?
Last fought June 16th, 2023. So
2 years.
Yeah. There's a documentary back then. It was a British documentary where they talked about his name is Bruno. He was a heavyweight boxer. It's on YouTube where he talks about fighting under the bright lights. He said, "You think it's easy, but there's something about those lights that just get you tired." Like something about people yelling and energy. Most people think, oh, it's the Rocky moment. That's why I get the extra energy. He's like, your legs get heavier. You may be, and he talked about gym warriors, guys that beat everybody in the gym and just can go rounds and rounds, and then just you go in front of those lights, that energy just amps you up. You work yourself too much, like building up to get into the step on the stage, and then by round 3, you feel like you're about to die. And he said that like being active, knowing the moment and fighting your, normally your 12 rounds prepares you for that moment, because some people are not, if you're not in it and you're not active, that moment can get you even if you're a good fighter. And he said that there will be guys that beat everybody in practice, like whoop everybody in practice, but when those lights hit, something happens, like they just get tired or their legs give up and they just get beat by average people. So that's the thing I'm worried about my man Nico. That's why I can't really. But hopefully he wins, brings the city proud. He is the gold. He's a gold medalist Olympian here in Wichita. Is he bronze or gold? I believe he's a gold.
Bronze medalist.
Bronze. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Yeah, Andrew Ward was the last American gold male fighter. But yeah, that's a pretty interesting card. I can see Deontay Wilder getting that dub. Guys, do you see that? Or is
oh yeah, he better.
Man,
internet will destroy, and that's the thing. He's so high profile on the internet that they will look for that fight. And you will that fight.
BOK Prime. What are we looking at? So to get on BOK Prime, what you got to pay that $6.99? Because sometimes.
Man, let me tell you. So there was a guy from Flint who was supposed to be on this card. I don't know if he's still on there. I'm hitting some roadblocks.
There is a General Lee on this card. I don't know if y'all saw that. A General Lee making his pro debut.
Huh.
It's an interesting name.
I can't even see the name. But yeah. Well, this is going to happen here in Wichita on Friday. So the city is going to be jumping. I won't be here. I'll be in Massachusetts doing some family stuff. Yay. But I'll be keeping an eye on my boxing X/Twitter to see what's happening or recap. Fellas, have you been seeing the touring act of Canelo and the good old Taurus Bud Crawford doing their presses?
Yeah, Canelo giving his monologue everywhere. It's like old time talk TV. He's smoking a cigarette and they just, saying whatever comes to mind.
Right. He is,
he's hilarious.
He is likable now that he's speaking English. Back when he had a translator and he was quiet and just, I now that I see he has a personality, and I don't, like we talked earlier, Cam, I don't think he's being intentionally funny. I just think he is just funny. It's just funny hearing him speak English. Like, I don't know if he's really that calculated to have the right moments to say the things he says.
Like, he really didn't know Crawford's opponent. He was like, "Nah," I'm like, it wasn't
Ricky Bonds. Ricky Bonds.
Well, he knew he said he knew he was like 40, right?
Yeah, for my guy.
Yeah,
40 champion.
Yeah,
so he knew a little bit. He was like, "Oh, okay, man, 40-year-old, got it."
He's going to see. He's not fighting anything like me. He's going to see.
Hey, I think it's building up. I can see some beef getting closer to fight day. As those face-offs increase.
When did he start talking crap? With the Mayweather presser, he was quiet, not even but again, respecting Mayweather. And then his Amir Khan, quiet. He was always, he would say stuff in he would cuss people out, cabron or whatever. Sorry, I say cuss word in Spanish, but he'll call people he'll call people funny things in Spanish, but he wasn't like this guy that is wearing shades in interviews, sunglasses with a robe, with like a Canadian goose robe, like kind of like, styled up, sitting down with, goats. And I'm like, who is this guy?
Yeah, but you gotta remember, Floyd Mayweather was 12 years ago. Amir Khan was 9 years ago.
Yeah.
So we got a changing as far as
he's
what
the man.
Canelo's been exposed to.
He really
Shout out to our viewers. Shout out to our viewers. Drop a comment, like and subscribe.
Yeah, Canelo is he's really moving like he's the man in boxing for real. Like he doesn't care. He made fun of. I gave that man opportunity. He was talking about a fighter. I don't know if he was talking about Lenga, but he was just sporadically just saying, I gave this man an opportunity. Like I'm giving them opportunities. I'm like, damn, he's dragging his nuts like pause. But just saying like I'm giving you guys opportunities. Like, damn, all this ish talking.
It's true. Everything he's saying has been true. Like anyone that fights him gets the largest payday of their career.
Yeah, it's gonna be
on his career. That's what it is. You fight Canelo, generational bag is income.
Right. He said, "You go talk to your uncle Tucky. You go talk to your uncle." It's called it like it's gonna be your last payday, your last one.
What do y'all make of Crawford like having these other guys in the gym? Like we see Roy Jones here recently. We seen Bivol.
It's interesting, right? Because I feel like Crawford's one of those guys. I call him like a boxing psycho. Like he gets in the ring and there's just a switch, a gear that turns on to put punishment on guys. Like he enjoys it. I don't think he necessarily needs it. I don't know if this is like promotion, because what is Bivol going to tell him? Because stylistically, Bivol and Bud fight, very differently. One came up in the Soviet system, one came up in Omaha, Nebraska, and with a wrestling, strong wrestling background. I think there's information you can share, but it's stylistically, I don't see how that can translate. It's just interesting that he's having these interactions because we haven't really seen Bud be, as far as we haven't really seen this version of him as far as preparation for fights. Makes me feel like this might be the last time we see Bud in the ring.
Yeah.
So I'm out there. Like, what do you do after a Canelo fight? Right. Win or loss.
And how old is Bud? 37?
37, I believe. So he gets a generational bag. He's got 6, 1 on the way, 7 kids. So man is, he got plenty on his hands. So
one last fight, get ready to be a track dad.
Yeah, it's about that time, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm really worried about his demeanor this time. I've never seen him act like this. But again, you said that earlier. It's still early. I can't wait for the main.
Oh man, that is a hell of a comment.
I can't wait for when days leading up to the actual fight. But his demeanor has been very docile, to say the least. It's not. You don't see the fire, and I can see the fire in Canelo. Or maybe Canelo knows how to sell a fight, and he's doing what he has to do. But I see there's a swag, a confidence in Canelo that is scary. And Bud had a confidence when he was fighting Earl Spence that was scary. He did the Breakfast Club. He had the whole thing of the fisherman or whatever. We eat fish over here, whatever. We do this, we do that. There was a confidence there. This time it's more of, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see type of responses. And he's never fought anybody like me. There's something in there that I'm like, is Bud really? Well, also, this is too early to say anything, to predict anything, right? But
yeah, we haven't hit July yet, and they fight in September.
Yeah, so. But it's just like I saw this when they stood and looked at each other. I saw something in Bud like, man, are you over respecting this guy? Like sometimes, you know, you gotta look at him, look through this guy, but he was just chill. And maybe that's also a technique because apparently when Bud was fighting All Spence, everything he practiced, he threw away. He was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go off the feel how I'm feeling. And yeah, you may never know. Bud is a different type of fighter. Like I know.
Yeah, I think mentally he's on another level with every fighter out right now. That's just my opinion. And I think he understands that this fight isn't until September, like LT just said. He will ramp up the intensity as necessary. And I think we'll see, you know, Bud really having that look in his eyes at one of these final face-offs, because this will be going on months, and they'll probably see each other a dozen more times before they fight. So each time you see him, you hate him a little bit more, till at the end of it, they'll be making sure they can't touch each other, because at that point the tension will be high. Been in camp, you've been, you know, getting ready, seeing this man, hearing how great he is, you know, bump all that. It's time to fight. So we'll see that as we get closer to the fight.
Yeah.
So,
and as we talk about that, do you guys want to still dive into this, or is it we beating this one up?
We got plenty of time.
We got a whole summer still to go.
Quick. PBC leaving Amazon Prime for ESPN. Wait, already?
Yeah, he snuck that in there.
I didn't even on the listing. I'm just reading this.
That came through the other day, man.
Little question mark.
So
we know, we know Top Rank is you know, that thing's kind of winding down, and so we're like, okay. The first word that we heard was PBC was leaving Amazon, and we're like, okay, they just came back. Mm-hmm. And so here recently, talks are they may be leaving Amazon for ESPN. So
makes sense though.
When the rat, the Disney rat comes knocking at your door. They moved Militant over there. That rat over there, that Mickey Mouse over there, has a lot of power. Got a lot of power.
We running things.
Ask UFC.
So, just side note, interesting. We shall see.
It makes sense. That's when I saw it. I was like, okay. They just do the shuffle. The networks, they've been doing the shuffle since, you know, TV and partnerships with leagues have been a thing.
The product,
but you know, like with
it's a slightly different product than Top Rank, though. You know what I'm saying? Like Top Rank is a little more clean cut. PVC, you know, I don't know. But you know, the Top Rank deal is a whole lot like the traditional Friday night fight and the Wednesday night. Like it's not too much different than what they had when Teddy Atlas was on there calling. So this would be definitely a shift.
Yeah, I'm still stuck in 2018, man. I still miss HBO boxing. I'm still stuck in
nostalgia. We got Lampley and Kellerman coming back, so that works.
HBO boxing was the ish. But yeah, man, big moves to be made. I mean, trying to look for different linear formats to work on, from streaming to just rather than working with the terrestrial type of stuff. You know, it's interesting. There's so many formats out here, so get the bag for your product, PBC. You're chopping back from streaming back into terrestrial, good. But even ESPN does streaming, so I don't know. And ESPN Plus is all streaming. We get all that pay-per-view via streaming. So, yeah. As of the news that hit in the UFC world, many people's GOAT had his retirement announced for him by Dana White. Dana White, I believe, was it Monday? Was it yesterday the announcement hit, or was it Sunday? Can't remember. Jones, one of the greatest, or the greatest mixed martial artist ever, has announced retirement after an illustrious career. He's been in this UFC since 2008. That marks how many years? Almost 17. 18 years. Very much a company man too, because UFC scratched his back. He scratched UFC's back because that boy's been in a lot of trouble. He's been in a lot of trouble, and he's got just taps on the wrist. But take away the off the octagon antics. That boy was a problem in that octagon. He brought me into the sport, to be honest. And I'm sure he brought a lot of young black women, girls and boys into mixed martial arts, whether watching it or even practicing it. So I mean, he's a true legend. I mean, we kind of right now in like the shock of his retirement, but very soon we'll see tribute videos to what this guy meant to the sport of mixed martial arts, because I mean, you guys know, you're old enough to know what he meant to the sport. Youngest ever UFC champion of all time. So yeah, fellas, take it away.
Yeah, man, this is my GOAT. I remember when the shift happened and he was up against one Rampage Jackson who was red hot. And I was telling people, hey, this kid is not to be played with. And he proved me right, and he continued to prove me right for the rest of his career. And so it's just been fun to watch. JUCO product. Something about them JUCO products, man. different, and comes from an athletic family too that we learned out. So brothers in the NFL, something about that genetics too. So,
man, yeah, man. It's just you get just to John Jones retiring. It's kind of soured by him just being in the news for things that have nothing related to his sport, and I think that's something we've seen in his career. I think that's the one thing that makes it a little bit sour as far as that. But people, you take the good with the bad, and when the lights were bright, he performed and he gave us something to remember. And I just remember seeing him throw elbows and knees, and it just like you're like, it's shocking, the athleticism, the size, the skill, and the ability to control inside the ring. So, man, just very glad we got to witness that in his prime. So,
and he brought an element of flair. The spinning elbows is, like the way he's packaged too. Spent all those years at light heavyweight. But the package was just,
right.
This it looks like a real thin frame.
It's strong and wiry and dangerous. Very, very dangerous.
Before Jones, I'm a big Silva guy, and I thought there'll never be a fighter better than Silva. And I know LT's a Silva guy too. So Silva was, just crafty. He could find ways to win you, whether it's the knee, whether it's on the ground. He was just good at everything. And I have to say this: that torch was passed a long time ago. Jones is, he came in as a wrestler, but he has for all these knockouts. He's knockout on Daniel Cormier with the kick to the head. His last knockout with the kick to the kidney. His elbows, you said, his knees, like he was a killer on the ground and standing up. Like we'll never see a fighter like him because he was so unique on how he used his body to finish people. Like he was just not a tap out type of guy, wrestler, like, you know, drag you and ragdoll you like a wrestler. Like he really revolutionized the sport that even, like, you know, like when people say Shaq is a one of one, right? It's because kids would not. When I was a kid, I knew I would never be like Shaq. I'm not genetically built to be like Shaq. You know, that's why I look like Jones. You just have to watch greatness. I mean, you know, I'm not 6'5", built like him. I'm not long and rangy like him, but yeah, he's a freak of nature. And you said it. He comes from a lineage that kind of shows that. Like they're all freaks of nature. And man, the UFC are losing a true face of their company, like for real. Like I still even believe Jones at how old is he? 39, still maybe their biggest gate collector. I think I may be mistaken, but I still think if Jones is fighting, I'm sure those tickets are gonna sell. The pay-per-view is gonna be bought, and him retiring, I'm sure they're gonna feel it. And like I don't want to say the person's name in the comments, but they said something that he will never retire. I'm sure, like Jones personally, he is retired from the UFC, but I wouldn't be surprised if he signs another quick $2 billion to go fight at PFL, or I mean, sorry, $2 million to fight somewhere, or to do a Jake Paul. If Jake Paul does a UFC fight, I mean, an MMA fight with him, I'm paying for that. Or, you know, first 2 rounds boxing, second 2 rounds UFC, I'll pay for it. Like, find ways. He should now find ways of creating money. Like, I want to support whatever he does next, because I know UFC. I like the UFC because we get the fights that we want, but I don't like how the UFC chews up and spits out their fighters. They've done that with Francis Ngannou. John Bones was holding off because they wanted him to fight the mandatory, who's Aspinall. But John Bones wants Ngannou. He wants a name. He wants a legacy fighter. And the heavyweight they just don't have the talent level for Jones. Like, he's beating all their guys, and they just repeating and bringing. They brought Blachowicz. Jones did him dirty quick. So like it's boring to him. It's kind of like, dude, I'm old, but I'm still in my prime, and you're making me fight this young dude, Tom Aspinall, but he's not really a name, but that's his mandatory. And apparently I think they took the belt off John Bones, and I think Jones, just being just the New York guy he is, he probably said, well, I retire, I'm done with your organization. And the same thing is contract negotiations went sour with Francis Ngannou. Next thing you know, Dana White is saying that guy is not with our organization anymore, but that guy was holding it down for your heavyweight. That guy went and got a bag with Anthony Joshua and Fury. So I hope that happens for Jones. I don't want him to box, though. I'm tired of these UFC fighters boxing. Don't box unless you're gonna box like a celebrity. Like, don't do it. You're gonna just mess your legacy up.
You're not watching a John Jones boxing match here in 2026 when he gets bored.
He was never good at boxing. Oh, he never fought with boxing. He's an elbow multi kind of guy, like knees.
You're not watching it though. You're not gonna watch it. John Jones is announcing he's fighting in 2026.
Who's he fighting? Logan Paul?
Michael Carter Williams.
All right. Makes his pro debut.
They're about the same height.
Hey.
6'5", yeah.
Hey, someone coming up in the amateur system. Hey, yeah, you might want to stay away from that.
You
gotta go get the bag. You know, let's call it John Jones versus Jake Paul in 2026, late in the year.
You know what? I'll watch that one.
I see what I'm saying.
You have to do mixed martial arts, a portion of it. Like, they cannot just be standing.
No. He's retired. He's starting a new venture, this boxing thing. Jake Paul, $10 million sounds good to me.
I don't know.
Are you watching it? Are you watching it?
Yeah, I'm watching it.
I'm watching it.
I'm watching it. But yeah, salute to a career, man. That guy was the ish. All right, we've hit an hour and 36 minutes of this show. Those that are watching us live, I know we're watching, we are live, but even people that are watching playback, please engage with the content. The more you engage, the more we get recommendation in the algorithms that people are actually liking what we're putting out. It's episode Big 60. We want to feed the algorithm with more content, more discussion. I really enjoyed our segment where we sat and watched the clip and really dissected it, because I think that's where a lot of the armchair people like me, because if I was a fan, I would want to watch that from people that are in the gym who can really break down a sequence, who can really break down, you know, a lead up or a setup. That type of stuff is kind of good for the untrained eye. And thank you, Kam Gee. Thank you, LT, for that time in. And ladies and gentlemen, it's been another great episode of Who's Fighting.